Hello and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program Plane Reviews. Before we get started today, dear God, I went through hell this morning. I've been up for several hours reinstalling Windows because last night I started an upgrade, or rather, I started a download for an upgrade, and then Windows decided to automatically upgrade and then fuck up everything. I woke up to my computer not functioning. So that was nice. I went through and had to do some little backups and reinstall and blah blah blah, all this shit you don't really care about. You're here for the planes. This is episode 71. I don't know if you can see this thing that's popping up. That's that Xbox bullshit in Windows that I haven't disabled yet, because I've literally just gotten my computer just ready enough to where I can record, and then started recording. That's all I've done. So a lot of things aren't set up right yet. This is episode 71, and so I figured it was only appropriate for us to look at AR-12s. Oh wait, no, sorry, SR-71s, because that's the same number, unlike an AR-12, and this has some funny panels that are crooked and stuff. By the way, if you did not know, an AR-12, or at least a Lockheed Martin AR-12, is the SR-71, but not quite as long. It's actually pretty much the same thing. Very, very similar. This first version that we're taking a look at, which is the Mark II, is a little bit faster than the real thing, meh, by Boomshaggle. And apparently it has a really funny trick that it can do. But, oh, I figured out what the trick is already, because that's an SRB in the back there. Basically, he said, the abort, he just put he under the abort, like, you know, in the description. Also, your landing gear are too far back, bro. Your landing gear are too far back, come on. Basically, you want the landing gear to be, the rear landing gear to be a little bit aft of the center of mass. You don't want them to be that far back, because when they're farther back, it makes it harder to take off. Of course, this thing's center of lift is farther forward than it should be, so I suppose that helps a bit. We are having to pitch down a little bit to keep from pushing up, to keep from pulling up constantly because of that. And he also has another note here that just says, abort, GTFO boosters, which kind of ruined it, because, you know, GTFO boosters, it's kind of obvious what that's going to do. And let's go ahead and, you know what, let's get this thing up to some speed first, and then I'll activate the GTFO boosters and pull up as hard as I can at the same moment. Also, we do have, yes, a drogue chute there, so let's, actually, no, because we're going to use the abort stage for that, not the, not that. Is this, okay, so it's got a ton of Sepatrons in the rear cone as well as those. An interesting difference I just found between the AR-12 and the SR-71, besides the fact that it's literally just a bit longer to hold more equipment and more fuel, is that the CIA used the AR-12 a bunch, and the... am I saying AR-12? Hold on. This whole time I've been saying AR-12. Is it? No, it's just A-12. I'm sorry about that. I don't know. AR-12's a gun. But the CIA used the A-12, and then when it was upgraded to make the SR-71, the primary people using it then was the United States Air Force and NASA. Anyhow, this is starting to not speed up very much, and I know it could go much faster and higher in the atmosphere and all that, but I really just want to go ahead and listen to the sirens outside and hit this booster. Actually, wow, that's a pretty high... it's a pretty good boost. Still not out of fuel on those last boosters. There we go. And now let's pull up. Yeah, many G's. I'm gonna do that again. And the reason I wanted to go again is so that I could use the booster to boost it up above 400 meters per second at this point. And probably you could boost it much faster, and it'd be hilarious and stupid to do so at higher altitudes and higher speeds, but I'm just doing it like this for the moment. It's very nice just to do that. Oh, that's crazy. I just noticed how far back the effects on these things go. That's awesome. And we're still accelerating. Yeah, good, because the secret to the turbojets, if you did not know, is get them above 400 meters per second, and then their performance starts to go higher and higher, which is awesome. And yeah, that's pretty much it to say about this one, except I'm going to pull up really hard, see if she holds together. She holds together quite well. Flexes a bit, but holds together. Very nice. This is crazy. This is great. I don't think SR-71 should be doing moves like this, but it's great to do it anyhow. Alright, next up we have one by Alpha Centurion. These are angled in a bit too far. The SR-71, they're only angled slightly. I like that this feels more appropriate. It's a bit weird, but it does feel a little more appropriately shaped. It's definitely an A-12, not an SR-71 though, because this is not far enough forward. The nose has to be sticking out quite a bit further. I like what you've done with the landing gear because, like, I dislike the clippiness obviously, but I do like how you've made it so that there's effectively like a 3-wheel thing, even though it's obviously, what, 8 wheels on each side? No, 4. I tried to count wrong. Good English. I'm good at math. Yeah, it's just, I like that, even though it's clipping, so that's weird. I'm trying to be less harsh about clipping, because, like, this is just so bad, at least when I'm looking at others. Obviously, with my own stuff, I'm going to continue to hold myself to the same standard, because I just hate seeing stuff sticking out like this, but I'll not hold it against this craft. Alright, there we go. Of course, it's using turbojets. It's only appropriate to use turbojets when making an SR-71. Alright, or an A-12, as the case may be. See, his landing gear forward. That's nice. Okay, come on. Let's get off the ground. Come on. Come on. They're still a bit further back than I would put them, but it does make for more realistic takeoff speed, I believe, because I don't know how fast the SR-71 has to go to take off. You know what's really cool about the SR-71, though? So basically, because it goes to such a high altitude and gets so hot when it's up at that high altitude, they have to design it so that the metal can expand a lot. And so what that means is that the fuel tanks on the SR-71, they actually leak when it's on the ground because they're just not sealed. They actually only seal once it goes up to a high enough altitude and high enough speed and it heats up. And so when they launch an SR-71, they actually launch it with basically the minimum amount of fuel for it to get up to altitude, and then they refuel it at altitude and then push it up to high speed, high altitude, and then it operates for, you know, however long it's going to be up in the air at those high temperatures, at those high altitudes, and it's just, there you go. Also, did you know the method for avoiding a missile for an SR-71 is just go faster than the missile? Like, they're not maneuverable, but they are extremely fast. So you fire a missile at one, they just go, going away from that, and then the missile goes, I can't keep up. I think these are definitely angled too far in. They should be more like this line, maybe. It's a very slight angle. I do like that this one gets up to speed quite quicker and easier. And let's see how it handles this. It's less maneuverable, but I think that's more accurate anyhow. Nice roll performance. Oh dear. A little too nice. Yeah. I like that it's maintaining speed. In fact, it was actually during, well, it was because I was going down a bit. I was going to say during part of that, it actually managed to increase speed while I was maneuvering. But yeah, it's keeping us at a really nice, I mean, it's not the highest speed, obviously, but it's keeping us at a nice speed despite doing maneuvers. Maintaining energy well. Very nice. Third today is by Joseph, and whoa, dude. Not good. Not good. Wing is placed too low. Tail, the ventricle, ventral? I'm not sure if that's the right word for that, but the vertical stabilizers are too far angled and too large. The wing is not really the right shape. It's got this extra cockpit that sticks out really weird and isn't correct. I mean, the cockpit's not correct anyhow, but actually I think that's pretty close to correct on second thought. But yeah, lots not so good about this one. Also, not sure what version you made this in, but you really should have used auto strut instead of so many struts, and really, you shouldn't use that many struts, like, ever, for any reason, for anything. Also, you have all your control surfaces responding to every stimuli, which is probably not good. Also, the rear of the plane took off before the front of the plane. That's, not really a good sign. Ooh, it does fly quite well without SAS, though. Just a very slight droop on the nose. And speeding up quite well. Not as quick, not as quickly as the other one that I just flew, the Alpha Centurion version, but still quite nice. Pretty high speed while I was away looking at something else, well, getting mods for the next 2 SR-71s, which I accidentally forgot to check for mods and had mods because I've been kind of, wow, crazy trying to get this ready. And this thing acts very strangely when you roll. Oh yeah, that would be because the vertical stabilizers are contributing to the roll, because this craft is set up like that. And I'm guessing... Oh, that's cool! Bill lost consciousness. Jeb is fine. That's awesome. I do like that. Yeah, unfortunately, like I said, it's just the struts, just various little things. Very not good. But it flies alright. Despite, at the very least, you should turn off the roll on these. So you'll see when I roll now, they don't react to the roll, and it's a much more stable roll. Alright, and next up we have by Messerschmitt. I was about to say the name of it like, oh, we have an SR-71. Yeah, no shit, they're all SR-71s. Alright, and he's using the... what is he using? He's using BD Armory Continued, Mark II Expansion... Wait a second, he's not using Mark II Expansion, no, that's a different one. And he's using something else that adds the Saber S intake, which I recognize and is a cool intake, and what's cool about it, for one thing, is that it's angled down slightly, which is pretty cool, because, you know, you're going to be at a high angle of attack at high altitude, so you want your intake ever so slightly angled down. We have an ECM jammer, a couple of drogue chutes instead of just one, and, oh, no, that's just part of the panel. I thought I saw something else for a moment. Oh, we have 4 drogue chutes. And there was something else. Oh yeah, so we have the BD Armory, just defensive stuff. Well, we have a camera, so we have a camera. That's nice. I like that idea. Also, I just noticed this cockpit. This cockpit is cool. I know this is completely tangential, but I do call myself tangent sometimes. It's just cool. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at this, like, parts pack and everything in here at some point, because this is awesome. I believe, I hope... all of this stuff is from Mark II Expansion and not BD Armory, because there's BD Armory in here too. I don't know who Tetragon is. In any case, those line up surprisingly well. Bit of Z fighting, and we're gonna launch it. Here we go. That moment where I suddenly realized that something I needed to install has not been installed. Fortunately, it won't matter for this recording at the moment, but it is something I'd rather have actually available to me. And his landing gear are a little further back than I would, but they're not bad, or at least I don't think they are. I don't know, considering it's we're not even pulling off the ground slightly, getting up to quite some speed. Wow, yeah, that thing just takes a lot of the runway to take off. Alright, here goes nothing, something, spying. I could actually open that up and let's do the camera thing. Camera, it would be the targeting pod. And let's just go ahead and spy on our little base over here. And hey, look at that. We can already see the whatchamacallit, little base over there. Of course, the lock is not quite solid to where we're actually pointing, so, you know, I have to adjust this constantly to keep up with it. Pretty sure, can you adjust that with numpad keys? And the answer seems to be no. Oh, hey, look at that. That changes camera when I don't have numlock. That's interesting. I know there's a config. I think it's set up by default to where if you have a joystick plugged in, it'll do that by default. I don't have a joystick plugged in right now, though, so I don't know. In any case, this one, out of all of these, I love the fact that it actually has a camera on it, so it's like it actually could function as an SR-71, unlike the others. Obviously, just, you know, had to put a mod on for that, and it'd be pretty easy to add this same camera to the others, but it is cool. I don't like how it's clipping. That's the one problem I have with the BD Armory camera stuff, is it's like, I just, you know, for fighters and stuff, well, it is designed for fighters primarily, and for fighters, that works really well. But for anything else you're trying to put it on, you know, if it needs to be sleek, there's no camera module that's sleek. You have to either cheat or clip or, you know, something to hide it away. You just can't have a camera that's sleek on the underbody. It might be cool to make like a module that's a Mark II size that is a camera down there. That would be pretty cool. Anyhow, we're going at a high speed. We've reached the gimbal limit. I think it's time to do insane maneuvers, such as causing Bill to lose consciousness. And I thought Bob lost consciousness there. I mean, Jeb lost consciousness there for a moment too. But I also didn't see that, so I'm not sure for certain. Sorry, I just had to check that real quick because I wasn't sure if I had correctly saved my settings after last time. And yeah, I think this is, other than it could be a bit longer, this is the best one of them so far. And just like the real one, apparently it will overheat and explode if you take it up to max speed, and it'll get to Mach 3.7. And our final SR-71 by Hoppin, which is using the Mark II expansion. It has a weird scramjet in the back middle. Okay, yeah, so this one obviously is not so much a replica as it is their own take on the idea. A thrust limiter. The hypersonic nose cone has thrust on it? Okay, that's strange. We got shot cone intakes, Mark II. Yeah, it's the Mark II expansion pack, so of course all this stuff is based off the Mark II form factor. We got afterburner turbojets. It's very strange. You know, you can see where it took the inspiration from, but I really wouldn't call it an SR-71. Also, I just noticed as I was launching it that look at the number of frickin' things that it has over here on the right side. We got like a million little things. Oh, you know what? It's because these are missiles. They're like KSP missiles, stock missiles made in the back there. Is this thing enabled? It is enabled. Right. It probably shouldn't have been. I don't know why they decided to make that one of the engines that it starts with. Basically, it says that it will kick in at what speed was it? It'll kick in at Mach 4, or 1360 meters per second. I don't think 1360 meters per second is Mach 4. 343 times, I think it's 343. 350, let's say. 350 times 4 is like, it's like 700, it's like 1400. Yeah, maybe that is Mach 4. Okay, I need to reassess my own knowledge on that, because apparently I do not know it. I do love the effects on these engines, though. Very, very pretty until I turn it at just the right angle to no longer be able to see it. That's interesting. I never noticed how the effects, the Mach effects, change depending on the angle you look at it. It seems to be only those effects on the end there are what change. The rest of it seems to be pretty static, although these ones disappear when you look at it from head-on. Yeah. It's interesting, as well as some others. Alright, so press 3 to open the bay doors, because this, unlike a real SR, has these little missiles in it, and then I have to press spacebar to fire it. Then I can switch to the missile. Oh, that's time warp. Whoops. Switch the missile. Press space to engage the engine. Oh, there we go. Yep, and then fly it around. So let's try and... Where did our parent craft go? It's down there. Oh, we've already passed way above it. Alright. Can we come back around and target it? Oh, no, we can't. Close. Close. And now we're out of fuel. Fun nonetheless. Haha. That's awesome. Probably wasn't the best idea to drop those while closing the bay, but I did. And now they're bombs. Wait, okay, I dropped one, even though I fired several action groups. That one's just decided to stay stuck in the back there. Alright, pulling up as hard as we can to try and pull it out of there. Not working. Alright, so let's just leave this like that. Switch to this one. Oh. Oh, that's nice. Well, we're getting a little bit of a booster. At least until... Alright. We're in control of the whole thing? No, this is the little rocket in there. Alright, well then, let's... Die! Die, apparently. Die. Now we're back on the real thing. That went well. I'm just thinking to myself right now, I wonder if there's a way I can cheat to go faster. There probably isn't, but it's worth taking a look at. Alright. Cheats. Alright, we can hack gravity. Obviously that would help. We could ignore mess. Stuff. Part clipping. Non-shift. Yeah, no, it doesn't, That's interesting. Oh. Oh, I can just click progression to go through all the stuff right there. That's great. And of course, hack gravity. We can set orbits. We could set orbits that, like... Yeah, I'm not going to click this because I'll do shit wrong, but we could totally have set an orbit to just have this thing going higher and faster. It's just, I know I probably won't do it right, so... Actually, let's see. How thick is Kerbin? How thick is Kerbin? I don't know. That's not the word I'm looking for. I do really want to re-enter from space now. Okay, I'm gonna look up radius of Kerbin. 600 kilometers. So, 686 would be, that'd be 86 kilometers up. We want to go, let's say, 30 kilometers up. And let's see if this works. What's this say? It's below what is safe. God damn it. Well, let's click it on this anyhow. Of course, the engine dies immediately. And then comes off! Nice. Nice. That's not what I was expecting at all. Oh, it won't let you set a dangerous orbit. Oh, that makes me sad. Because that's specifically what I want to do. God damn it. Let me set it to ridiculous orbits. Alright, well, that's gonna be all for this time. It took me a long time to get to here. Very, very long morning. And I am starving. Thanks for watching, and as always, I will see you in space. And to those who complain about me never going to space, I'm in space now, bitch! No. I'm just kidding. Or am I? Oh yeah, my wings. I mean my engine wings. Flying way over there.